All right, so get this. We're diving into cybersecurity today,
Ooh, sounds interesting.
but there's a twist. We're not talking firewalls and all that typical stuff.
Okay, I'm intrigued.
It's about this French startup.
A French startup?
Yeah, called Riot.
Hmm.
Get this. They're tackling cybersecurity, but like through human behavior.
Human behavior.
Yeah.
That's a fascinating angle.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, so often, it's not the tech, it's us.
Yeah, exactly. And Startup News just ran a piece on them.
Oh, startup news by the Product City.
Yep, they seem to be onto something pretty big.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, they just got a massive $30 million Series B funding round.
Wow.
And they hit $10 million in annual revenue.
Those are some impressive numbers, for sure.
For sure.
Yeah.
But okay, you want to know what really caught my eye?
Yeah, tell me.
So they started out
Okay.
by running these fake phishing campaigns
Oh, wow.
to train employees.
Interesting. So like a trial by fire kind of thing.
Totally. Instead of just telling people, hey, don't click on that,
Right.
they're actually sending out emails designed to trick them
Oh, wow. That's clever.
so that people think twice before clicking anything.
Yeah, no, that's smart. It's like they say experiential learning, right?
Exactly.
Like when you actually experience something, you remember it better.
Yeah, you burn it into your memory.
It's way more effective than just sitting through some boring lecture.
For sure. The article even mentioned how they really design these emails to be believable, so it makes it even more impactful.
Yeah, I can imagine. So they're giving people like a taste of the real deal, but in a safe environment.
Exactly. So basically, they're masters of the fake out.
Haha, that's one way to put it.
But where'd they go from there?
Well, they didn't just stop at those phishing simulations.
Okay.
They actually
What did they do?
they expanded their toolkit.
Okay.
They have this security chatbot.
A chatbot.
Yeah, it's called Albert.
Albert.
Yeah, and it's available on like Slack and Microsoft Teams.
Hold on. Is this like Clippy's cybersecurity cousin or something?
No, not quite.
It
It's
is?
actually designed to be super friendly and helpful, so it can answer employee questions, you know.
So instead of digging through some massive security manual,
Exactly.
you can just ask Albert.
Yeah, just ask Albert. He's like your little cybersecurity buddy.
Okay. I like that. I like that a lot, especially for people who maybe aren't as tech savvy, you know?
Exactly.
Yeah.
And it's all part of this bigger trend in cybersecurity, I think. Making security more accessible and engaging
I like it.
to everyone.
And it seems to be working.
Yeah.
They've reached 1 million employees.
Wow, 1 million.
Yeah, across 1,500 companies.
That's huge.
Including some big names like L'Occitane,
Oh,
Deal Intercom, and even Le Monde.
that's impressive.
That's a lot of people.
It is. It really underscores just how big this problem is, though.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, despite all the security measures out there, cyber incidents are still on the rise.
Yeah, it's scary.
You know, take the Change Healthcare data breach, for example.
Oh, yeah, that was a big one.
Massive. 190 million Americans were affected. And you know what? It all stemmed from one employee's login credentials
Yeah.
getting compromised.
It's crazy how one person can have such a big impact.
Right.
Yeah, the article said that the employee had reused the same password
Oh, no.
for their work and personal accounts,
Classic mistake.
which basically gave the hackers access to their Citrix portal. And to make matters worse,
Uh-oh.
they didn't have multi-factor authentication enabled,
Oh, no. So it brings up a really crucial question, you know.
which is
How do we actually change employee behavior when it comes to cybersecurity?
right, because just knowing about it isn't enough, clearly.
Exactly. Knowledge alone isn't enough.
That's where Riot's new direction comes in, right?
Yeah, exactly.
They're not just about training anymore.
It's bigger than that.
They're building this platform to actually manage employee security.
They are.
Mm.
It's really interesting.
Okay, I'm listening.
Their CEO, Benjamin Netter, he has this vision
Okay.
of a platform that goes way beyond just teaching people about risks.
Okay.
It actually helps them improve their security habits.
So it's less about lecturing and more about actually giving employees the tools to make smart decisions.
Exactly. And what's really cool is that their platform is super personalized.
Oh, how so?
Well, it analyzes each employee's security behavior,
Okay.
and then it assigns them a score,
What kind of score?
a karma score.
Karma score. Okay, I got to know more about this.
So think of it like a credit score, but for security.
Okay. I'm intrigued. Tell me more.
Yeah, so it looks at things like, do you use strong passwords?
Mm.
Have you enabled multi-factor authentication?
Okay.
How careful are you about clicking on links in emails?
Gotcha.
That kind of thing.
So basically, the higher your score, the better your security karma?
Exactly.
I like it. But how does it actually help people improve their score?
So based on your karma score, The platform gives you personalized recommendations.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, and little nudges towards better habits.
Okay, I like that.
So for instance, let's say you haven't enabled multi-factor authentication. It might send you a little reminder
Okay.
explaining, how it works and why it's important.
So it's like having a little security coach right there in your
Yeah,
pocket.
exactly. Always looking out for you,
I like it.
giving you tips.
But isn't there a risk of this feeling kind of big brother-ish?
That's a fair point, and it's something Riot is very aware of.
Okay, good.
The point isn't to punish people for having a low score.
Right.
It's to empower them to improve.
Yeah.
So the platform focuses on positive reinforcement,
Gotcha.
celebrating your progress and making security less of a chore
Right. It shouldn't feel like a chore.
and more like a game.
Okay, that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
So it's not about shaming people.
No, not it.
It's about encouraging them to level up their security skills.
Exactly.
You mentioned something earlier, though, that I wanted to touch on.
Sure. What's that?
Riot's focus on security beyond the workplace.
Right.
Can you tell me more about that?
Yeah, absolutely. So one of the things that's so unique about Riot's approach is that they recognize that security doesn't just end when you leave work.
Yeah, that's true.
Our personal devices and our online activities,
Yeah,
they're just as vulnerable to attacks.
for sure.
And those vulnerabilities can easily spill over into the workplace.
Exactly. Because hackers don't just operate during business hours.
Nope. They're always lurking,
Right.
looking for any opportunity.
It's scary. And think about it.
Yeah,
We use our personal devices for work all the time now.
all the time.
Checking emails on our phones.
Right.
Connecting with colleagues on social media.
Exactly.
Even accessing company files on the cloud.
The lines are blurred.
Totally. So the attack surface for hackers is just expanding.
It is. It's not just about protecting company networks anymore.
Right.
It's about protecting individuals wherever they are.
And that's where Riot's approach really shines.
Yeah.
It's like a consumer product.
Right.
They're designing these tools to be super user-friendly.
Yeah. As easy to use as the apps we already use every day.
Exactly. Because let's be real, no one wants to use clunky corporate security software.
Exactly.
So Riot is making security feel more like something you actually want to use,
Right.
like a fitness tracker or a social media app.
Exactly. And that's where gamification comes in.
Okay, gamification.
Yeah, by incorporating those game-like elements.
Okay.
Like,
Yeah.
point
By-
badges, leaderboards.
Yeah.
They're trying to make improving your security posture fun.
Okay, so it's not a chore, it's a challenge.
Exactly. A fun challenge.
Okay, I have to admit, I'm a little skeptical. Can you really gamify something as serious as cybersecurity?
Yeah, I get that. But there's actually a lot of research out there that suggests gamification can be really effective.
Oh, really?
Yeah, even in areas like cybersecurity. I mean, think about fitness trackers.
Yeah.
They use gamification all the time.
True. To motivate people to work out.
Exactly.
So you're saying if it works for fitness, it could work for security.
It could. And, even if you can get people engaged,
Yeah.
is it really enough?
That's a good question. Hackers are always coming up with new tricks.
That's true.
Mm.
Cybersecurity is a constantly evolving landscape.
It is.
But I think by empowering individuals to take ownership of their security,
Okay.
and develop good habits,
Yeah.
we can actually create a much stronger defense.
I like that analogy.
It's like if everyone locked their doors and windows,
Yeah.
it would be a lot harder for burglars to break in.
Right, exactly. Make yourself a less appealing target.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And if Riot can help people do that in the digital world,
Yeah.
then they really could be onto something big.
They could be changing the game.
They could be.
Right.
So they're not just building a platform.
Yeah.
They're trying to change the way we think about cybersecurity.
I like that. But let's be real for a second.
Okay.
Even with all this fancy tech and gamification,
Yeah.
aren't they still facing an uphill battle?
Well, yeah, changing behavior is never easy.
It's not.
But Riot is betting that people are inherently motivated to protect themselves
Okay.
and their information.
Right.
And they were trying to make security feel beneficial
Okay.
to people's lives.
So it's not about fear-mongering or, telling people what to do. It's
Yeah.
about empowering them to make smart choices.
Exactly. And that's where the karma score comes in again.
Okay.
It's not meant to be a punishment.
Right.
It's a way to track your progress,
Okay.
to see the impact of your actions.
Gotcha. So you're in control.
Exactly.
It's like a self-improvement project.
Yeah, I like that.
Instead of focusing on the external threats,
Yeah,
you're building up your internal defenses.
exactly. And that aligns with Riot's long-term vision
Oh, which is?
to become like a one-stop shop for all things employee security.
Okay.
So imagine a world where they offer everything.
Yeah.
antivirus software,
Okay.
password managers,
Uh-huh.
personalized security coaching,
Wow.
even insurance against cyber attacks.
Wow. That's a bold vision.
It is. But considering their track record so far, I would bet against them.
I know. And they definitely have the resources now.
Oh, yeah, especially after that funding round.
Yeah. Startup News mentioned they're going to use it to expand internationally,
Right.
grow their client base.
Get more data
Yeah, more insights.
to make their products even better.
So they're just getting started.
Seems like it.
This could be the start of a major shift in how we approach cybersecurity.
It could be. Putting the human element front and center.
Exactly. And it brings us back to the question that the article posed.
Which is,
Could these gamified security tools actually be the key to stopping these cyber attacks?
that's the million-dollar question.
It is. It's a question we should all be asking ourselves.
Absolutely.
What small changes can we make to improve our security?
Because at the end of the day,
Yeah,
cybersecurity is a shared responsibility.
it is. It's not just about protecting ourselves.
It's about protecting our employers
Yeah,
and the data we handle.
exactly. It's a team effort.
Cybersecurity is a team sport.
We all play a role in making the digital world safer.
We do.
Yeah.
And maybe with companies like Riot leading the charge,
Yeah.
we can actually make some real progress.
I hope so. Turning that shared responsibility into a shared success.
That's the goal.
It's funny, we talk so much about, firewalls and encryption and all the technical stuff.
All of that complex stuff.
But this whole deep dive into Riot, it's really highlighted like the human element of it all.
It really has. Yeah. It's kind of a fresh perspective, I think.
Yeah, and that can feel kind of stuck sometimes.
Yeah, they're not just throwing more tech at the problem.
Right.
They're actually trying to get people to change how they behave.
Exactly. And that's what I find so interesting about them. If they can actually make people want to be more secure,
Yeah.
that could have a huge impact.
I think so, too.
Yeah.
Like, imagine if security was just second nature.
Yeah.
Like looking both ways before you cross the street.
Right, just ingrained in us.
That's the kind of shift they're going for.
It's a big goal.
It's as ambitious for sure.
But is it even possible?
Well,
I mean, people are creatures of habit, right?
yeah, that's true.
Can you really teach an old dog new tricks when it comes to online behavior?
It's definitely a challenge,
Yeah.
but I don't think it's impossible.
Okay.
I mean, think about how much our behavior has already changed.
In the digital age, you mean?
Yeah, exactly.
That's true.
We've adapted to all these new technologies,
Yeah.
new platforms, new ways of interacting.
I mean, who would thought we'd be ordering groceries and hailing taxis with our phones just a few years ago?
Right,
Yeah.
exactly. So maybe cybersecurity is just the next frontier.
Yeah, maybe you're right. And Riot is onto something with this positive reinforcement thing.
They are.
Mm.
Instead of just, scaring people into being secure,
Yeah.
they're making it fun,
Yeah.
rewarding.
It's like they're saying, hey, security doesn't have to be boring.
Right,
It can actually be kind of cool.
exactly. But, we should play devil's advocate here.
Okay. Yeah, what about the downsides?
Right. Could there be any unintended consequences?
Like what?
Well, I mean, some people might get so focused on their karma score that they start neglecting other important practices.
Right. Or they feel pressured to share more personal information than they're comfortable with.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Just to get that score higher.
So there are some things to watch out for.
Definitely. It really highlights the need for transparency
For sure.
and ethical considerations.
Yeah.
Riot has to make sure their platform is used responsibly,
Right.
that people's privacy is protected.
Because ultimately, security shouldn't come at the cost of our freedom.
Exactly. Or our privacy.
Hmm.
It's about finding that balance.
Yeah, that right balance.
And that's where the conversation needs to continue,
yeah.
I think.
Yeah, I agree.
We need to talk more about these ethical implications.
With these new technologies.
Right.
Yeah.
And how to make sure they're being used for good.
And it's not just on companies like Riot.
Right.
It's on all of us.
It is.
We have to be informed.
Absolutely.
Demand transparency and accountability from these companies.
Yeah, hold them accountable.
So as we wrap up this deep dive,
Yeah.
I think it all boils down to one question.
Okay, what's that?
What does it mean to be a responsible digital citizen?
That's a great question. It's something we should all be thinking about.
Absolutely. Because in this interconnected world, our actions online have real-world consequences.
They do, not just for ourselves, but for everyone around us.
So be mindful, be curious, and be proactive.
Take ownership of your security.
Demand transparency.
And remember, even the smallest actions can make a big difference.
They can. And who knows, maybe we can actually create a digital world that's both secure and empowering.
That's the dream.
Until next time, stay safe out there.